Now, in Purple Belt, we have, for forms, we have the personal form 1. So you are going to have to create a form. Now, you can take ideas from all the forms you know to help create that, but again, this is your opportunity to start expressing some of your skills. So what you work on, we're going to work through that. That's part of the fun part of the whole exercise, is that you work with your instructors, whether it be me, Mr. Joel, Mr. Dan, any of the senior ranks that you're working with, and you're getting ideas and you're asking questions and you're how does this look? How does that look? Where should I go from here? And so it's a great learning process. As you build this form and this expression, you start trying to understand, why do I have this in here and why is it working for me? So it should address the 8 primary angles. Again, so I have the 12 o'clock, the 3 o'clock, the 6 o'clock, the 9 o'clock, but then I also have this corner, this back corner, and this back corner. And we say that's kind of where the opponents are coming from. All right? So that'll be your personal set. So it should have a minimum of 8 defenses in the form. All right, so now for Purple Belt, you'll see on the card it says Weapon 1. Well, Weapon 1, there really isn't a set weapon, but I have several different ideas with the weapons that we work on. Now, I'm always going to recommend that all students start with a staff. Okay, it's very, very simple, and we do have a set form that we introduce with that, but for the most part, we tailor the weapon and the set to the student. And then we actually ask them to creatively work out things. And we give them certain criteria of ideas that need to be in the form, but allow them to sort of create it, so that way they understand the weapon even more. And again, we start with the staff. But we can do some others. I won't be doing, in a personal set, we won't be doing knife or anything like that. No edged weapons in the beginning, no knife, sword, anything like that. We're going to be using striking weapons, so you could do the staff or the club or something like that. But I'm really going to recommend staff to everyone because it's a great place to start. So now for the Purple Belt, the formulations, we're looking at prefix. So since we're really going back and we're really kind of thinking, hey, he's not just touching me, but he's actually grabbing me, there are 2 choices, and that's going to make it very, very simple. I can dislodge it. I can release it from me in my action. Or I can secure it, and then I come in with the rest of my combinations. I secure this, and now he can't get away. And this is really one of my first choices, because if he grabs me really hard and I go, and nothing happens, that might cause a delay in my responses. So, I have to make sure, well, no, it's there. I can get away, and then I can move on stuff. But as you can see, I release this. I got to have something going because he might be coming in, where if I secure it, I have an actual attack involved within that secure. And again, as we talk about, like we've said several times, society, and it's into our subconscious, who's winning? Well, he is, because he's completed his intent. In his story, this is going to happen, and then whatever else. This was never going to happen in his story. So now for a moment, it might be an instant, he has to say, wait. And he has to get back into his story. Well, while he's here, then I can move on into my story. All right? So securing is really the better of the choices, but I can work release and then move into from that. We're looking at, we've been working in all of the, the targets and the weapons that we did in yellow and orange. And so now we want to start saying, hey, the pattern's been telling me to do this. Well, maybe for whatever reason, he has his hand here, so I have to alter the target. Well, when I did that, I could have used the hand sword, but maybe I didn't feel the hand sword was as strong, so I altered the weapon to be more of a fist to fit in there. Okay? I could go, I'm going to do a front ball kick to the inside of the knee. doesn't quite fit, I could do a knife edge kick. So I'm altering the target, the weapon, or both. And we really want to start working that. And we're going to ask you to do that during your test. You're going to show us a pattern of how you're going to defend against a situation. And then we're going to say, all right, now alter the target, the weapon, or both. And now the adjustment of angles. So in all situations, we're going to give you this ideal phase that says, all right, I'm going to step, or maybe I'm going to step forward here, or maybe I'm going to step into that knee here. But depending, he switches his legs. I'm going to have to adjust the angle. So now maybe I might step off this direction so that I get the same opportunity, right? If he's reaching around grabbing my shoulder here, stepping back might take me too much out of range, or if I step out this way, now I can still make contact to that, but I can still get to these other targets that are available to me. So the adjustment could be by the angle here. It could also be I can't quite reach him, so I step drag to reach him, right? The pattern said, oh, I'm going to hammer and then whip to the handspring. Well, when I step back, I move so far, I can't reach it. So now I adjust so that I can get there. All right, so we're going to be looking at the adjustment of the foot and the angles to make you more effective in your actions. All right, let's go over the Universal Martial Arts Sciences, the precept for purple belt. And again, we have that broken into the 5 sections of purpose, comfort levels, motivation, situation controls, and the core principles. So again, under purpose, and again, our purpose is an absolute commitment to improve ourselves now. So we want to commit to improving 3 orange requirements. So remember, as we go up in ranks, we can't forget about the stuff we have. We actually want to make that better. So commit to improving how you approach others. So with this, it's like, how do I approach them? How do I talk to them? How do I engage with them? So we want to start looking at ways that we can improve that. Okay, for the comfort levels is transform 3 uneasy tasks to easy. So we're going to go back up into the tasks. We can use yellow, orange, purple, and start going, hey, how do I had an uneasy feeling about this? What are the steps I need to do to make it easy? We need to use relax during freestyle. We need to concentrate on breathing. So by purple belt, you should be doing it in freestyle at least once a week. And then you need to recognize how your breathing is actually, are you tense or are you being relaxed? And we'll go over that during freestyle. Okay. Use easy actions to defend pushing. So as we start working on the connections, and we're working on the hammering and whipping defenses, we're going to be dealing with pushes, and we want to use actions that we have easy feelings about in that process. Okay? For the 3 motivations, again, where we say, hey, it's confidence, commitment, and compassion, it's use confidence with 3 tasks from orange. Okay? Then use compassion with 3 different warm-up sessions. So by purple belt, I'm going to want you to actually run some of the warm-up sessions, and you're going to show how you're using compassion for your other students during the warm-up sessions. The situational controls, again, control yourself, the attack, control yourself, the dimensions, the attack, and the attacker. So control the attack with proper angles of entry. So now we're going to start looking at, a lot of times in white, yellow, and orange, we're looking at how do we move away from the opponent. By purple belt, we want to start concentrating on how we're moving in against the attack. To beat action, you have to meet it. Okay? And then control the attacker with proper angles of positioning. So we're going to look at how do we control the attacker, and then how do we position them to get greater effect. All right. Now the core principles. For awareness, we want to define the cycle of considerations. You need to be able to explain to me all of the aspects of this cycle. It's over there on the wall. Okay? Use your attitude to successfully spar. So again, how do you need to go to freestyle, you need to spar, and you need to now recognize how is your attitude helping you. Okay, Define physiological state of engagement. This is very important. What is the physiological state of engagement, and how is it slightly different than the neutral position? Under margins, define and show the ideal angle of safety. So as we're working at getting away from our opponent, we have what we know as the ideal angle of safety, and we'll discuss that during your self-defense studies. And then simplicity, use white and yellow sets to solve defensive situations. So we'll go back through the white and yellow sets and how do we use pieces of those to simply defend ourselves.